Moments. Good morning, KU. I'm Nick Cousin. This past weekend was homecoming here in Lawrence, which only means one thing: many sports to talk about. Not only that, but it was also Halloween on Saturday, so there's an abundance of life, and we will bring it all to you right now, including the Royals winning the World Series. So stay locked in. First, we'll go to football. The Oklahoma Sooners came to Memorial Stadium on Saturday, and they completely obliterated the Jayhawks. Well, they were looking for their first win of the season. However, it would not happen, though. In fact, the Jayhawks were only able to capitalize on one touchdown on the day from Ryan Willis to Tyler Patrick. The Sooners will put up 62 points on the Jayhawks defense. The positives that have been a struggle all year: the run defense and special teams. The run defense was able to keep Samaje Perine under 100 yards despite scoring on 2 short runs. Matt Wyman had a punt inside the 10-yard line late in the game, and the coverage units were able to pin the offense back to start many of their drives. With the defense able to hold off the run, the pass game was strong for the Sooners. OU quarterback Baker Mayfield only played the first half, but still put up impressive numbers, only having 5 incompletions the whole entire game, and throwing for 383 yards and 4 touchdowns. The Sooners went up by 3 scores after the first quarter, making it 21-0, and from there was no looking back for them. At halftime, they were up 38-7, and the backups carried the load for the rest of the afternoon, amounting to 62 on the scoreboard. Jayhawk football fans just continue to play the waiting game, because in a few years, this team could be up there in the Big 12. We continue to see if the freshmen perform well against tough opponents, and in the long run, that builds up their experience. Not to mention, other Big 12 coaches have nothing but nice things to say about Coach Beatty and his staff. OU coach Bob Stoops alluded to in his post-game press conference on Saturday, as well as Texas Tech coach Clay Kingsbury told Beatty he could see the light at the end of the tunnel during post-game handshakes 2 weeks ago against Texas Tech. Next up, the Jayhawks will travel down to Austin, Texas to take on the Longhorns in a primetime matchup. Well, I think they could beat the Texas Longhorns. There's a chance there because the Longhorns got shut out by Iowa State, and Iowa State is the worst team with us down at the bottom of the Big 12. But I want to start the morning with the bad news first, and now to the rest of the news, which is happiness. A lot of great performances this weekend, and we'll start with KU Volleyball, who on Saturday morning, they took on Baylor in Horsch Family Athletics Center. They took the season sweep of Baylor in commanding fashion with a 3-set sweep. Sophomores Kelsey Payne and Madison Rigdon combined for 21 kills. Kansas was never down in the set, nor did they skip a beat. The Jayhawks held the Bears to a 1.33 attacking percentage while also forcing 12 errors. Anissa Avili continued her dominance with 16 assists. KU's set win record improves to 63-9 on the season, and will have a week off before heading on to Norman, Oklahoma to take on the Sooners, who they will have beaten once already this season. Now, the cross country had an impressive Halloween performance on Saturday in Stillwater, Oklahoma, highlighted by the senior dominance of Evan Landis and Jacob Morgan on the men's side, while freshman Sharon Loketti led the women to their best ever finish at the Big 12 Championships, which was 4th place. The men took 5th. Loketti's final time was posted at 21 minutes, 9 seconds. She claimed the highest finish by any freshman runner, which gave her all Big 12 honors. Morgan would cross the finish line at 24 minutes and 21 seconds, good enough for a 5th place finish. With his 5th place finish, Morgan put himself in the Jayhawk record books. He became the 4th Jayhawk since 1970 to finish among the top 5 at a conference meet in back-to-back seasons. Next up for the cross-country team, the Central Regionals. For the first time, the Jayhawks will host the Regionals here in Lawrence at Rimrock Farms. Now into soccer, it was senior night as seniors Liana Salazar and Ashley Williams were honored and also connected to score their team's lone goal of the match as the Kansas Jayhawks eventually played to a 1-1 draw with the TCU Horned Frogs on a rainy Friday night inside Rock Chalk Park. With the result, Kansas clinched number 6 seed in next week's Big 12 championship and will play the number 3 seed Texas Longhorns in the tournament quarterfinals on Wednesday night, November 4th at 8 p.m. With the tie, Kansas finished the regular season 8-8-2 with a 3-4-1 record in the Big 12 play. The Horned Frogs moved to 8-7-3 and 2-3-3 in conference. Now on to swimming. 14 races in one day did not stop KU swimming from excellence in the water on Saturday, winning 12 of their 14 races. Going in, the Jayhawks were ranked 46th in the latest collegeswimming.com poll. Final scoring total was Kansas 179, Horned Frogs 118. Kansas A relay team took first in the 200-meter medley with a time of 1:44.47. In amazing fashion, the team led the pool by a whole 2 seconds. Freshman Libby Walker won the 1,000-meter freestyle for the second straight week. Another freshman, Haley Bishop, then won the 200-meter freestyle. The U's Becca Stenian Jr., Yulia Kuchkarova, made her debut in the 100-meter and 200-meter backstroke with impressive times of 56 seconds and 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Madison Strait, the Jayhawk from Fort Worth, made her homecoming, won the 200-yard medley and 200-yard freestyle. Wins were abundant for Kansas swimming this weekend. Next up this Friday, the Jayhawks will host the Nebraska Cornhuskers here at home at the Robinson Auditorium. Well, after the break, we'll have Tyler Sodart to come on to talk about the Kansas City sports. There was a lot going on this weekend. The Chiefs won and the Royals won the World Series last night, so stay tuned to that dial.
When you shop local in the heart of the city, you support the people that make our community thrive. The money you spend here stays here, in this place we call our home. Lawrence, Kansas, where there's good old-fashioned hometown pride. Eat local, drink local, shop local.
Welcome back to Good Morning KU. I have Tyler Sodart, our in-house Kansas City Royals fan, but we'll talk about the Chiefs first. They won on Sunday, early morning in London, and Alex Smith actually had a good game, 2 TDs and 145 yards passing for him.
Well, it was a memorable performance. I'd say it was probably one of the most outstanding performances the Chiefs have had this season. But, you know, it was against one of the other worst teams in the NFL, and at least the Chiefs don't fit in that category anymore, I can say that. So.
Well, what do you think about them playing in London?
I think them playing in London was really cool. The only loss right there is you do lose a home game advantage, but it seemed to not really affect them too much. And just the performance that they put on, Alex Smith overall just showed why he's still a top quarterback, honestly. And 78 rushing yards is what he ended up with as a quarterback. I mean, for Alex Smith, I'd say that's fairly impressive.
Well, let's get to what everybody's talking about, the World Series. The 12th inning is where it all happened, 5 runs. It started with Cologne here. We'll see the final out. And, 30 years, Royals fans have been waiting. Last year they got to the World Series, lost in Game 7. So what is your overall reaction to this, Tyler?
My reaction was I was on the edge of my seat even when the 9th inning started. I mean, we were down 2-0. They were 3 outs away from making it a 3-2 series. But you could see the excitement on their faces right there. I mean, they obviously didn't lose faith either the whole time. 2 runs back in the 9th inning. Of course, the improbable KC Royals are always getting it done late in the game. And it was just another one of those games.
And the power in my district was going nuts as well in Kansas City. And here in Lawrence, we had a bunch of KU students rushing the Mass Street.
Yes, signs were being torn down. Streets were flooded for a solid half hour, I'd say. As you can see here, students just taking their own videos. I mean, it was just a night to remember, and you could tell. I mean, I personally was part of the Mass Street rush and was out of breath. I know I need to work out more is all I can say now.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. But also, Memorial Stadium, they had a watch party, and people tore down the goalpost, and there was $10,000 worth of damage. So that just tells you how long people have been waiting. As you see, the guy here, he's taking down the Mass Street sign for his own keeping. So
great caption there. You're definitely on blast there, buddy. We all know.
He's famous.
But we can appreciate the spirit. And that'll be a great souvenir, that Massachusetts sign. It's just hopefully we don't know his name.
Yeah, he's got to get it together.
Get it together, man.
Some great captions.
I love these captions.
There's good ones.
And then somebody looks like they found their way into a tree.
The craziness that these
could have been anywhere. Could have been anywhere on Mass Street.
Have here in Lawrence, crazy stuff. The bars were open until 4 a.m. last night. People were partying after they charged Mass Street. There was a lot going on, but when we come back, we'll have Dylan Sherwood, the Kansas women's basketball beat writer, so stay tuned.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you your identity for life. The University of Kansas. A great place to be you.
Again, GMKU, Dylan Sherwood alongside me. To end our homecoming weekend, we had some women's basketball, the first game played in Outfield House this year. Your impressions from the first game, Dylan?
Really, that was a surprising game for me because I really wasn't knowing what to expect. But I mean, they got off to a good start in the first quarter and led 22-14 after one. I mean, it's the first game with the new rules and everything. Defensively, Brandon Schneider did not like how they defended in the second quarter. They got outscored 21-17, only led by 4 at halftime. But just coming out of the gate in the third quarter with back-to-back threes by Lauren Aldridge just set the tone of that second half, only allowing Pitt State to under 30% shooting in the second half, including 22% in the third quarter.
Let's look at some notable performances from the game. Kaylin Manning-Allen had double-double, as well as Lauren Aldridge putting up 21 points. What did you think about their performances?
Well, I kind of knew that Lauren Aldridge was going to be her typical self, but that really doesn't count towards her like career stats and everything. But it's good to see Lauren Aldridge, sophomore, veteran leadership. Really glad that she got off to a good start for her sophomore campaign. Kaylin Manning-Allen, Brandon Schneider told me this summer that Kaylin Manning-Allen was the most improved player on the team. I did see that yesterday with her having a double-double, 12 points and 11 rebounds. I really expect that from her about night in and night out this season, and hopefully it's going to be a good one. I mean, everyone who played scored at least a bucket.
Well, also, you should be impressed with how the freshmen played. Asia Robertson and the abundance of freshmen that we have is on the team. A very young team, as Coach Brandon says, the sophomores and juniors are going to be leaders.
Yeah, 2 freshmen in the starting lineup. You had Asia Robertson, the freshman from San Francisco, play at the 2-guard spot, and then at the 3 you had Kylie Kopatic, a local kid from Olathe.
McDonald's All-American as well.
McDonald's All-American as well. So you had 2 McDonald's All-Americans in the starting lineup. But I mean, that was good. There was a 9-0 run in that first quarter, set up by Robertson and a 3 by Kopatic, and then Lauren Aldridge capped it off with a 3-pointer. But yeah, I was really impressed with the 3-point shooting in the first quarter. They were 5 of 7. They ended up finishing 8 for 20 from 3. And if you can get that many threes, you're going to be in a ball game.
Well, let's look ahead here. Next Sunday will be their last and final exhibition game against Emporia State, who is preseason poll #1 in Division II. And Coach Brandon post-game yesterday said they're going to treat them more as a mid-major.
Oh, yeah, definitely. This is a team I'm familiar with, being from Emporia, and Coach Brandon is familiar.
That's where he started his coaching career.
Oh, yeah, that's where he started his coaching career in 1995, an assistant under Cindy Stein. Got promoted to the head job in 1998, won a Division II national title in 2010. Actually happened up in the road in St. Joseph, Missouri, where Emporia State won the national title. Yeah, I know all this knowledge because it's just coming back to me. But yeah, it should be a good task. I really, really think that everyone should be coming out to this game. Coach Brandon mentioned in his opening statement yesterday he really loved the crowd. They had 2,300 people for an exhibition game. I was real impressed with the crowd. Plus I
think they wanted to see the first game under Coach Brandon.
Yeah, and plus what was cool after the game is that the players went out into the stands and thanked people. I thought that was pretty cool. It was just a different atmosphere than what we saw under Bonnie Hendrickson. But I expect this game to be really close. Emporia State brings back a lot of players from last year. It's Jory Collins versus Brandon Schneider. Jory Collins, who was an assistant under Brandon Schneider when he was at Emporia State, is the head man at Emporia State. It's 2 good friends, and it should be a good one. I expect it to be one dandy of a ball game. So be there. It'll be Sunday at 2 p.m. I expect a lot of people from Emporia to be up here. I've already been contacting people. You need to be out here. So should be a good one.
Well, thank you, Dylan. Great knowledge there of Division II schools.
Oh, yeah.
He's our expert of Kansas schools. When we come back, we'll have the news for you.
Hi, I'm Chloe Cowart.
And I'm Maggie Brown. This is your Good Morning KU News update for Monday, November 2nd. The obvious news story of the day is the Royals' World Series victory. Kansas City's come-from-behind 7-2 victory over the Mets actually ended early this morning, and fans quickly took to the streets. Thousands of KU students gathered on Mass Street in the fashion of a men's basketball Final Four celebration. A victory parade is planned for the team downtown Kansas City tomorrow afternoon.
A Russian airliner leaving Egypt crashed shortly after takeoff on Saturday, killing all 224 people on board. Authorities say it's still too early to determine the cause of the crash, but they are not ruling out a terrorist attack. An aviation official said the pilot reported technical difficulties and requested to land the plane on the nearest airport just prior to the crash.
Former United States Senator and longtime television star of Law & Order Fred Thompson passed away on Sunday. According to a statement from his family, Thompson died of a reoccurrence of lymphoma. He was first diagnosed with cancer in 2004.
President Obama is seeking to eliminate the checkbox on job applications that ask the applicant has ever been convicted of a crime. Many states have already removed this question from the initial application stage, and Obama's executive order would remove it from federal applications as a part of an attempt to make it easier for former prisoners to work their way back into society.
KU Provost Jeff Vitter has accepted the offer to become the next chancellor for the University of Mississippi. Vitter has been at KU since 2010 and working primarily on developing the Bold Aspirations Strategic Plan. Vitter will begin his new job in February, and KU officials hope to find a replacement by the end of spring semester.
The first men's basketball game of the season will be this Wednesday night in Allen Fieldhouse. The Jayhawks will take on Pittsburgh State at 7 p.m. as originally scheduled. If the World Series had not ended last night, KU officials had considered moving the game to Thursday. The game will be televised live by the Jayhawk Television Network.
And that will wrap it up for today's news update. After the break, Maggie Stout will be back here with an update on this week's weather. Keep watching.
Hi, I'm Maggie Stout, and this is your Monday morning weather update. Today it's going to be a beautiful day with temperatures in the 60s this morning and warming up to the lower 70s this afternoon. We're so lucky it's going to look like that for the rest of the week as well. Temperatures will warm up to actually being the mid 70s, maybe even a little upper 70s, and it'll be sunny the whole week. So really just a beautiful, beautiful time until Thursday. There's a 60% chance of rain. That is okay because this weekend is also going to be gorgeous. It'll be in the upper 50s and the lower 60s. A great weekend for Allie's birthday, who works here with us. Happy birthday, Allie. And that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching Good Morning KU, and remember to tune in every day at 10 a.m. for your weekly updates. Have a good day.